Today, we are diving deep into a tarot story about someone who is now committing to being out in the cold. It's a beautiful energy, it's a beautiful reading, it's a real power move. Because as we dive more into the escape the matrix, new world order, energy over here, break free from the psyop, we've stumbled onto the vibration of I've got to go it alone. I've got to be independent. I've got to take this risk. I have to commit to this now. The only cards that came out, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands. That's how we're starting. That's the preliminary cards for me to know who am I connecting with and what are we doing today. And we're talking deep. Because Five of Pentacles is that energy of I'm out in the cold, I'm on my knees, I'm tired, I'm alone. No one understands what I'm doing. No one else understands what's been going on. I've got to make it through this maze. I've got to make it through this obstacle, this challenge, this blockage. Neo all up in my head. It's Neo running through the office on the cell phone. Get out on the window ledge. Move along now. Quick, quick, quick. We've got to get you out. Trying to avoid the agents at every single turn, right? Follow the rabbit. All of those ideologies in the mind of Neo trying to escape, running to the telephone booth, trying to get back to Zion in time. That's what you've been going through. And you've committed now. You've understood that you're out now. You're out in the cold now. You're away now. You're in a different vibration now. It's your mission now. It's your journey now. It's your money now. It's your love life now. Whatever it is, it's yours now, only yours. So you've got to keep going. We're going to dive into a few different tarot decks with that. So let's begin. I am the Hermetologist. We are now diving into Space and Time Tarot, where I use a range of tarots and my clairvoyant gifts and abilities to dive deeper. If you're interested in sticking around, please hit the subscribe. If it resonates, please hit the like. Now, let's take off. Let's dive deep. Wow. King of Pentacles, the Emperor. Two power cards. King of Pentacles is only less than the Emperor. It's the king to the Emperor. So I'm looking at a king who was out in the cold, who has just become an emperor. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. I need to know more about this. Page of Wands. I'm connecting with somebody who has just gone through a massive evolution in their life. Male or female, you've gone from being a powerful independent on your own, building your own nest egg, money, life, land, riches, whatever it is, you've done that. You've done that on your own independently, and you've done that through a really difficult cycle and ending. There could have either been a woman in your life or a woman that you're in love with, a woman that you see, a woman that was partnering with you, a woman in some kind of higher level connection. You look like you see each other or you're in line with each other, but you're not together. I say that because it's like you're all sitting on in a row and she's in front of you in the seat. She can't see you, but you're behind her. Right? So it's like I'm getting the image of being in an exam room where all the desks are set up and you've got to go and sit at the desk, and everybody whose name begins first sits at the front of the desks. So this person is sitting in front of you and they're not allowed to look around, so they don't know who's behind them. I get like space visions, like on a space shuttle on a craft. She's boarded first, she's up front, but you're behind nonetheless. This feminine has something young to offer. So it's a young vibration of vitality, strength, youth, utility, flexibility. Divination is here with this feminine. But more than anything, this feminine could be a Taurus as well, I get. A Taurus or a Capricorn. Or a Cancer or Virgo, yeah? Really lovely, emotional, empathic, gorgeous, giving energy. not overly rich and abundant, but very prosperous nonetheless. Something about her energy is so fiery, passionate and loving, but in a really, really tempered, pure way. She's given me the temperance card without the temperance card being here. Whatever this feminine's been doing and what's been going on and what you've been witnessing, she's helped transform you from the King of Pentacles to the Emperor. She's been your guiding light. Now, in this energy, often you look at this person beneath you as a mother, a lover, a guide, a guru, someone who's been underneath you in pecking order as well, in ranking, but they've been inspiring you, motivating you, keeping you on stable ground. You could have tripped up and slipped without her being there, is the ideology I'm getting. You have now become an emperor, very much above this feminine, and there is all this power that this feminine has that's helped you awaken, but it's still quite a young energy. For some reason, the feminine is still beneath you, and let's give you an interesting energy. For some of you, it could be your wife. But I want to look at the Page of Wands surrounding her and what that means for you as the Emperor, male or female, because the Emperor energy next to this page, it looks, yeah, 10 of Wands coming out. I could see there's an issue with this energy or with this relationship potentially as well. Let's keep shuffling, because we're looking at a 10 of Wands in between the Emperor and the Page of Wands. That's really just identifying there's burdens and issues and a lot of other things going on in this connection with this feminine. Okay. For some reason, this connection has been put on a hold. Someone's been told to wait. The King and Queen have been under restriction and been told to wait before moving forward. Just changing decks. Right, I need a card on the Queen. I need a card on the King. Wow, this is powerful. Whether or not you are masculine and you're resonating with the King and Emperor energy, because you could still be a female pulling the King of Pentacles and Emperor card. So the energy that's attached to it is more of a powerful front seat than just the Queen of Pentacles or the Empress. It's a more business related energy, right? So it could be masculine. This could be a masculine reading, but I'm not going to even label it as such, because I could see how a feminine could take on that characteristic. Yeah. Whoa, there's a lot going on. This is fascinating. Stay with me, okay? Because I'm diving deep into this, but the story is really spinning out, and I just want to make sure I'm accurate as possible. So I'm going to talk, and then I'm going to shuffle another tarot deck and get more clarity. Because what I've just pulled now, so you're up to date, is in between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is a Four of Pentacles. Now what that talks about is holding on. The King's holding on and the Queen's holding on. They're both on board this shuttle, this trip, this journey, this ascension, this new world. Whatever's going, they're holding on. The Queen of Pentacles is in a really happy space. High vibrations, tempered emotions, temperance energy. Like the Temperance card, which talks about good news, positive energy. Three of Cups here as well, so celebration, announcements, graduations, weddings, rebirths, proposals, contracts, agreements, ideas, manifesting well. Beautiful energy. But either way, there's a lot of holding on to this vibration. The King's holding on to the world. That's a brilliant completion, the end of an era, a brand new beginning. And that's exactly what I said about the King becoming the Emperor. Whatever's happened with the feminine holding on to her reality, and the masculine in this card, King of Pentacles energy, holding on to this closing out of an old cycle, this new beginning with the World card, they have both manifested a whole new layer of life. because now the Emperor's here and the Page of Wands is here, but it's following 10 of Wands, which then comes out with the King of Cups, and it talks about a romantic relationship, a romantic connection that is clear now, that wasn't clear in the past. But the Page of Wands is still staring at me really weirdly with that 10 of Wands. So I'm going to dive in, because I need to see if that's connected to both of these energies or an independent vibration. So let's look at the Queen of Pentacles first. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles has been struggling. She's happy and positive, but she looks like she's been struggling with the masculine. Okay. It looks like the Queen of Pentacles, feminine energy, is moving forward. She's not looking behind her anymore. And as a result, she hasn't seen who else is on board, who else is supporting, who else is bringing this love language forward, who else loves and cares about her. And as a result, she's taken a younger stance, a smaller position than she probably should have. Because realistically, this Queen of Pentacles should have been the Empress, but she's now the Page of Wands because she's burdened by a relationship. She's still kind of mourning or grieving a loss of a loved one or a relationship that didn't work out. She's getting clear in the mind and she is moving off to a higher ascension, but she doesn't know that behind her, the King of Pentacles and the Emperor is here. And he's also burdened by the same situation, it looks like. So whatever's gone on, they're both burdened by the same thing. Yeah, out comes the Devil for the Emperor and the 10 of Swords, my gosh. And the Knight of Swords, or the Page of Swords in this deck, actually. So, with that, the Devil is a toxic feminine, or fears of a toxic feminine from the Emperor, followed by 10 of Swords. In this image, in this deck, the 10 of Swords shows a feminine fast asleep, eyes closed, and a masculine leaning over her to put a rose at her bedside. And she has no idea that the masculine is admiring her and bringing her roses while she sleeps. So this man, it even gives infatuation. With the toxic card of the Devil next to the 10 of Wands, it looks like the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, who's become the Emperor, is burdened by the idea of a toxic feminine or toxic females in the past in relationships, so has secretly loved and admired this feminine without even moving towards her, and has built a life, built 3 things, 3 stages of development. 3 things have been developed based on the love of this Queen of Pentacles, who should be an Empress but hasn't been able to take the Empress seat because she's grieving this masculine who is infatuated with her. Either way, this burden is becoming more and more clear because it looks like communication is coming out one way or another, but the feminine doesn't see this masculine behind her. Because he doesn't want to come forward, because he doesn't want to create a toxic infatuation or dive in a lustful vibration or embarrass himself in a toxic way. And clearly he seems to be more known and recognized in the Emperor energy, and he's obviously ascended beyond what she has, which is quite awkward. Because he's in a much higher position. She should be in a much higher position, but she's not. For whatever reason, she's happy in life. He's happy in life. But this Page of Wands next to the 10 of Wands, it shows me injustice for the feminine. Especially with all of this masked masculine. It looks like there's been quite a few masked masculines around her. And he's moved out of the way and been one of those masked masculines. But there's also been other masculine in the presence around her that's kind of created this problem and why she's decided to do what she does. Which is kind of take very calculated steps. Step in a very different, I want to say obtuse way. I think she's avoiding direct contact with anyone that she doesn't trust at this time, but she is aware of her heart and how she really feels. She understands that people have somewhat betrayed her, let her down, or grieved her, or she's grieving them. There's this 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords energy. But in this deck, once again, it's very different, and it's sitting next to the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And then the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and then the Fool, and then the Tower in reverse. It just goes on and on. Let me slow it down and show you the first two. 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups energy in this deck. 7 of Swords. We're talking about real pain over love and romance. Sitting alone, eating alone, not breaking bread with anyone. I'm looking at a masculine grieving and a feminine grieving, both stepping away from their lives as they know it and moving on their own. Then we've got 2 queens, shifting emotions, shifting mental health, shifting outlook for the future. And whatever's happened, this shift has really, really rocked the life of the feminine and then transform the life of the masculine. So the masculine is a total different person because of this. His life has changed in major, major ways. For the positive, he may be showing up on social media, showing up in the world in a really big, positive way. But the feminine has kind of maybe been, I want to say, like the back end support for this. That's why I get a wife who maybe stays at home, a cousin, a sister, a mother, a family member, someone who has been a support to this masculine but has been away from the public eye. So this person supports the masculine, sees the masculine evolve, sees the masculine's development in some way, shape or form, but there's something hidden from the feminine still nonetheless, because she's facing the opposite direction. Everything's going on behind her and she's not looking that way. Yeah. And once again, the World card's coming out. Something is majorly coming to an end. It looks like apologies, gifts, wish fulfillment, a celebration, money. Something very interesting here. I can't quite work out what it is. Maybe it's a present, a gift, an offering, something very different. It could be, what the vision I'm getting in my head, so just take it any way it makes sense, is someone could be getting like a Russian doll kind of gift, where you open one thing and then open another 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 thing, and the main thing is right at the bottom. Or every single one of the Russian dolls is significant. It looks like a opening to a puzzle that just keeps going, like a Russian doll would. It looks like a really religious, indigenous, special gift. Maybe this could be coming at Christmas. It may be a Christmas gift that you get that's really spiritual or religious. Something really powerful I see going on here. Really, really powerful. It looks really, really nice. Really, really impressive. This looks like a really comprehensive cycle. And to be honest, the only thing that looks like is that's going to bring it to an end is some kind of clarity in communication from a masculine. So this feels like me talking more to the masculine, right? But we had a long conversation about the feminine's role in this. So feel free to write DM or DF in the comments if you're a divine masculine or divine feminine. And then let me know where you stand, or you could just be a cross watcher and it doesn't relate but you're listening. You can just put a K in the comments and say karmic, because it will be interesting to see what side you're on here, because I need to dive into this masculine a little bit more, considering he's coming out with the King of Summer, which is the King of Cups. So they've got the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the King of Cups. The feminine's been looking at this She's been looking at the King of Cups moving towards her, and that's why she's been passionate and calm. So this feminine is looking for romance, love, a reciprocal love language. In the past, she could have been with this King of Pentacles or been with this Emperor. This could be family and friends, like I said, a sister, a cousin, a family member, someone in your life. But either way, this feminine is looking for emotional intelligence, someone who can align to her in the right way. She's manifesting healthy vibration. So she's happy to be in a younger energy of Page of Wands, yeah, and working from a Page of Wands vibration, because I guess she's had King of Pentacles already in her mind at some point, and that didn't manifest in the way in which she wanted. The King of Pentacles wasn't stable as he appeared to be, or had the money that he appeared to be, and the Emperor may be showing up as the Emperor, but this is what I'm getting in my head. Interesting as fuck. The Emperor, right? When you think about kings and people that take the throne, yeah, and celebrities, influencers, people that are rich and famous, whatever, they show up on the surface as one way, but behind the scenes, they're not always who they appear to be. So this Queen of Pentacles now, who's gone back into the deck, she's giving me High Priestess energy with the Page of Wands, because it's like she's happy to temper her fire and wait for the right alignment, the right kin, the right one. She's actually manifested the King of Cups into her reality, someone with emotional intelligence, a reciprocal vibration. Fascinating. She's looked at the King of Pentacles and said, no, I'm not interested. They can go. That's her ex from the past energy. Then the Emperor, whether or not this person has transformed into the Emperor or not, she's unimpressed. Emperor could be a total different person, though, to be honest with you, from her standpoint. And she's gone, whatever. No, this Emperor is still really immature. Doesn't matter how they show up on the surface, they're immature. And she's gone, I'm waiting for my King of Cups. So the truth of the matter, though, what she doesn't see is I'm looking at a masculine who has gone through King of Pentacles, gone through the Emperor, and is becoming the King of Cups. Because of the feminine, because he's learning off the feminine. So if it's someone giving you advice, like, you know, a mother, that's why I keep going to motherly energy, but it's not overly romantic. So it could be that kind of female guide in your life, like a sister, a best friend, a family member, a cousin, an auntie, a mother, someone you go to for advice, someone like a work wife, I get in my head as well, someone that, maybe you wouldn't even use that term, but someone you would just kind of go to for support and advice, and get advice on dating or something, or how to improve an area of your life. And you've been improving step by step, but this feminine hasn't been looking at this evolution of the masculine, because the masculine has been showing up in suits that don't align to her. King of Pentacles, that's not the right suit for her. Emperor, still not the right suit for her. This person could have shown up really rich, powerful, boss, put on their best everything, went out of their way for this feminine, and the feminine could have shown no interest at all. That's what I get, because the way that at one point you could have been in each other's presence, feminine, masculine. Masculine showed up like a king, rocking it. I'm the best at this. And she didn't even bat an eyelid. She wasn't interested. Because she still saw, like, not everyone can do this, okay? And this is maybe a clairvoyant secret, or an empathic secret, a clairsentient gift. If you're really clairvoyant and clairsentient and really high, claircognizant as well, right? 9 Clair Senses, Google 9 Clair Senses PDF, you know that clairsentience, we don't really look at people for what they have on the outside. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and to be honest with you, sometimes people's aura shine way more brighter than anything that they're wearing, anything that they own, and however they look. I know I see aura first, I feel energy first, and then aura follows, and then everything else attraction-wise follows too. I'm a bit OTT, I can be, depending on what energy I'm in on the day, and what I'm going through in my personal life, and what I think I want and deserve. It varies, but I see energy, I feel energy first, and then I see aura second, and then everything else falls in line with that. And you just look into someone's eyes and you kind of know where you're at with them. You know someone's ability to give you eye contact and the way in which they lock in and give you eye contact will tell you everything you need to know moving forward. Because if you are really clairvoyant and empathic, you can read through eyes quickly. You'll see what you need to see. Like, that's so Raven, that's the future I can see. Yeah? Raven, you know when Raven gets that eye thing? And you get that, and in the TV series, you see her, like, brain spiraling out. That's kind of real for a clairvoyant. Because then you just get hit with a vision, you're like, shit, okay. So every now and then you have that so Raven moment, a clairvoyant moment for this feminine. So she lives her life in a very unique, different way. Yeah, and the masculine lives his life in the public, in a very public way. And I guess he's had to awaken to what's really going on the ground. Yeah, it gives me the masculine reading I'd done the other day, titled Masculine, in the thumbnail, with Horus and Allah, where it's kind of like you've been looking at life from a really high up position, top down. You view the world from a top down standpoint, whereas this feminine, again, is viewing the world from a bottom up standpoint. So it makes her more humble, it makes her more grounded, it makes her more loving, it makes her more nurturing. That's why I can't tell if she's a mother or a lover, or a guide or a best friend or a cousin, because the potential of this connection is really there. She's like the woman of every suit. So she doesn't need to change suits or worry about wearing a suit. She can stay in Page of Wands energy, because that's just like she doesn't lose her inner child is the point. That's why I was really tripping on the inner child card, like the Page of Wands. I was like, what does that mean? Why is that sitting here with this feminine in between the masculine? Because the masculine's only evolved every time he's managed to surrender his inner child to healing with this feminine in some way. That's what's making him evolve through every single element of life. He's using the alchemy from the feminine and mastering every suit of what it means to be masculine. There's no air sign here though, so that's interesting, because he hasn't mastered air yet and he hasn't mastered fire yet. Let's keep going. Card jumping out the deck straight away, the Devil. Wow. 2 times you've got the Devil now, masculine energy. I'm going to dive straight into that. Okay. Wow. Tough situations going on here. Masculine appears to be in a really difficult situation emotionally. It's showing me a masculine who, although he has blossomed from a King of Pentacles to an Emperor and is working on his emotions, he's blocked emotionally because there's some really toxic devil energy that's come out, because the Three of Swords has come out here. He's been betrayed. There's a man in this image who stabbed him in the chest, and the feminine's run over to help and heal him. It looks like this woman's been healing the masculine. Tower in reverse coming out. With the Queen of Cups. The reason he understands his emotions now is because the feminine has taken on Queen of Cups energy. And she's taught him something. In the past, when he was King of Pentacles, she was still Queen of Cups. And Queen of Pentacles. And she's been really, really helping him become Emperor. She's taught him about morals and integrity and how to grow up and mature and be wise and not cheat, not have affairs, not abandon people, not be rude, not carry heavy emotions, stay strong. She's taught this masculine to stay strong through betrayal. And she's really shown up for the masculine in major ways, loved on him in major ways. And he's been witnessing all of that. He's been kind of singing to her, loving her, giving to her. But there are times where when he gives to her, she doesn't open up. Because she is making assumptions about whether or not he really does or doesn't have her back. Wow. I'm looking at wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups, but it's masked. So I'm looking at a masculine and feminine who have this wish fulfillment for each other, right? But it's masked behind everything that's going on. And the feminine has tried to make a light offer to the masculine and shown up in a way to kind of go, hey, if you've got something to offer me in regards to love and reciprocation, then I'm going to want this to kind of be grounded from the root chakra up. Your words and implications and shiny things and gifts and offerings are not going to be enough. So this masculine could have bought gifts for the feminine. He could have make some really beautiful gestures, bought her stuff, wined and dined her, tried to spoil her, make her feel special, but he still was masked when he did this, because the conversations they both want to have are not being had. And she has the cup of love in her hand, but he doesn't. So she's like, that's nice that you're saying all of this, but can you love me for real? Because I need to see this in your actions. And he is acting, but they're both holding back the truth, because they know in the past, both of them, their past relationships have been toxic love languages, toxic relationships. So she's trying to make sure that this king is actually the King of Cups and not the King of Wands. A real deep emotional lover who can support her instead of a passionate, sexy, I'm here now but I'm gone tomorrow, I'll buy you a gift, I'll buy you flowers and I'll call you in a week or two, I'm busy, I've got no time, I'm going to shut you out and shut down. Yeah? She needs reliable, consistent love language from a powerful King of Cups who is emotionally intelligent, who is driven in business, who can sit on the throne, manage all elements of life. Because she's seen this man do a lot in King of Pentacles, working really hard on the grind, hustling independently, making good, clean money. She values that. She sees his ascent in life over time and his desire for the future, and sees him evolving now. She admires that. She's really in between the phases of, is this man the emotional, intelligent man I need? Because right now she's stuck on the emotional intelligence. And she's saying, can he show? She's removing more and more of herself and revealing more of her layers emotionally, being more vulnerable, which brings up the devil energy and the toxicity, because that's when you've got to break through fear and limitation. And she's going, let me know if you can see me through this. Let me know if your heart radiates in this vibration or not. Because what I see is, nonetheless, the feminine's moving forward and she's holding firm on that inner child love and passion that's keeping her alive and positive and keeping her sacral grounded. This feminine isn't in it for a quick sex session. She doesn't want a quick fuck and duck. She doesn't want limited liability, I want to say. She wants full assurance. She wants to know for sure. She's not going back round the mulberry bush in this situation. Old school nursery rhyme there for you. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. That's what's kind of going. Here we go round the mulberry bush. I haven't heard that song in ages. It's like from the 80s, a nursery rhyme from the 80s. Just going round and round again, and that's the cycle she doesn't want in her life. She's so intelligent, so empathic, so switched on that she doesn't even need to move. And obviously, the masculine can feel the power of her ascent, because the masculine is proof of evolution, because whatever she's doing and whatever she's sending upwards gravitationally, he's receiving it and he's becoming more of self. He's learning to be what she needs. But within that breath, he's still showing up as Page of Cups. That's exactly what she's not going to take. But that's interesting, because she's saying, I need to see the King of Cups. He's showing up with the Page of Cups next to the Magician, but she's still showing up as the Page of Wands with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So she's still burdened. But I think she's burdened because she can't see the evolution of this, and she just sees a really young, immature masculine. She has no idea that the masculine is manifesting this. Let's get some clarity on that manifestation. Yeah, because she is wearing all of her emotions out there, and he is still masked emotionally. And he could be offering money and materialism again, and she's just like, no, I'm not interested. It's not what I want. I don't care about money. She wants a genuine commitment that she's manifested. You know, when a feminine's got a clear manifestation and she knows what it is, she's not budging from it. And if she can't see her manifestation in regard to the King of Cups being there, a really emotional masculine who is grounded emotionally, heartfelt. Do you know what I mean? This masculine is honourable. He's mature. He's devoted. He's warm-hearted. If she can't see those qualities, she's not moving forward. Yeah. And she's really cold and cutting and icy and rude. And whatever she does in her life, she could be surrounded by quite a lot of men. Or she could have a lot of admirers. It doesn't look like to me that the masculine's moving anywhere. He's out of the way. He's in a higher position. He's minding his business, living his own life. But he's watching her, seeing her ascent. Her ascent triggers his ascent. You're both aligned in some way where you're evolving off of each other because you're in a mirroring vibration, and like attracts like. So if you're singing the same soul song, you're on the same frequency. You both love and care about each other from whatever way this shows up. Platonically, romance removed, on the surface, then you're just going to evolve independently in your own ways and help each other out. But the ideology of this becoming romantic, I guess that's not even a thing that the masculine is pursuing in any time soon, because Seven of Pentacles is now coming out, Five of Pentacles is now coming out, Seven of Swords is coming out, Five of Swords is coming out, the Sun, and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay. This is really the most grounded, committed relationship I've ever seen in my life, basically. So it may not be romantic. It could be someone that you're working with in any aspect of life. Like I said again, mum, sister, cousin, auntie. This is somebody who is very beneficial and important to your life and your ascent. And they need to see you be able to be receptive, honest, own all of your emotions. If this is romantic, it's starting off on a really clear footing and grounding. You could have been in a relationship or had other stuff going on in the past. Either way, everyone is focused on mission. Very serious outlooks on life and future. It's not messy and emotional and toxic at all. Both of you have been really aware of making sure that there's no chance of toxicity evolving and thriving here. No one is in a situation of being out in the cold, being left out and confused. The Five of Pentacles is out with the Seven of Swords. Interesting, because that was the beginning energy of someone going alone and committing to that going alone on the journey. And then now we've got the Five of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. It's starting to see the truth when you go alone. How am I developing? How am I evolving? Even when I'm alone now, who am I in line with? Where am I meant to be going? Who is my true kin? Where do I really belong? When you start to travel, you start to find yourself. This woman's found her power and her alignment to whoever she's associated with, her evolution, her association. Very different to the masculines. They live very different lives. Because the feminine to me is in the exact same vibration of the masculine, but the masculine is coming forward with a lot more publicity, a lot more peacocking, where it's the way I dress and it's the way I look and I'm the showman and the front end, and it's not even obnoxious. The masculine's not even given obnoxious at all. But I mean, people in his social circle and that he would maybe be around, or that kind of community, which I can't put my finger on, but it's a very specific kind of expectation output. This person could be on TV, or like social media is practically TV now anyway, so YouTube, streaming, something like that. But they're always really, really out there. This feminine's not out there, but still surrounded with quite a lot of admirers, and really interesting feminine energy. Let me dive into that a little bit. Oh, okay, we've got it already here with the Eight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. It's just the feminine knows how to manifest incredibly well. It's very easy for her to give equal give and take. That's why she's like that emotionally. Okay, so what I'm seeing is the feminine is like mastered the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So in all of relationships, she knows what she needs for it to be sustainable. She knows what her Ten of Pentacles is. She's obviously in her power, rich, abundant, powerful, in a really natural way. You understand, as like spiritualists, the shamans and light workers, our ideology of being rich is having green land when we wake up, fresh meadows, fresh herbs and ingredients, the right soil. Like it's really simple and basic, and shamanic ideologies as well of the earth, the air, the water, the fire, alignment of the natural resources on earth, ecological well-being, human flourishing, mental health, emotional well-being. Like that's the undertow of a true light worker and spiritualist who kind of likes tarot and shamans and clairvoyance and different gifted earth angel kind of energy here, with this kind of high priestess feminine, really powerful feminine from a really earthly standpoint. Yeah, modern day witches I get as well, right? Wiccas, witches, pagan, Celtic, all of those kind of earthly energies is what's guiding this woman, and she lives by a compass of like morality and honor. But there's humor here, a lot of humor coming through, really positive energy, a real kind of go-getter in the community that she comes from, real humble and grounded, real shy, yeah, but really grounded in that pursuit. And a lot of people look to her in a major way for the same reason that the masculine does. I wanted to say you do, so I guess the masculine's more of the viewer in this reading today, but feel free to flip the roles because cross-watching is a thing, right? But the masculine here, he's been really, really patient to make sure he's left all of the energy out of his life that would ever be misconstrued or tangled up in any lies and deceptions that would make him lie about his emotional well-being, his emotional footing in life, or deny her of her truth. So there's been a lot of healing going on in this connection. Yeah, this is mother and son. I wanted to say mother and brother, so it was like a weird connection between uncle and mother, and mother's sister, mother's brother, like some kind of connection along there in regards to relationships. So feel free to hold any other kind of extended family connection that could be significant in the roles that we're all playing in each other's life here, that make us evolve and manage emotions differently and heal from past problems, and how we ascend and look at our elders and ancestors and lineage of what is healthy and positive growth and not, and how we will develop in our family and ecosystem, right? Because there's been this energy of being defeated in the past that has to be really washed away and create no like stabbing, I want to say stabbing pains for the future. Because sometimes in relationships and connections, when you're empathic, sometimes you feel the pain, the stabbing pain in your heart chakra, the stabbing pain physically can represent, heartache can be really felt. If you're heartbroken, you can have symptoms of serious heart failure, heart problems. It will show up and it will affect your heart for real because you feel it. Heartbreak is a real thing and it affects your heart for real, right? There's a lot of different things that can be affected, and I think there was a lot of effects that happened from whatever this journey's been for you and the feminine. What's so gorgeous and what we can ground as we end here today, it's quite a long reading. Let me know if this resonates and how you found it, because this is a weird approach. It's a bit of an analysis today of a masculine and feminine ascension, it feels like. But I'm going to dive into close on the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles, because that's the silver lining of all of this. and what's kind of been holding the connection grounded. It's like something's about to take off and take flight, but we haven't been able to get the clearance to get off the ground yet. There's been no clearance, right? Air traffic control have refused to respond. We can't move until air traffic control say we can go. So the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles, which is a stable new beginning, with this beautiful prosperous Sun card, there's not a single bit of romance, but all of the emotions on the table. So once again, this hasn't got to be a feminine lover. And if it is a feminine lover you are thinking of, just for clarity, this is about way more than just being a feminine and masculine in love. This is a serious relationship that will serve you for the rest of your life. And I don't even want to say best friends and lovers or partners in crime, because all of that's cheesy to me. I don't even want to say that, because it's beyond that. It's so natural, holistic. It's just healthy. That's it. It's health and wellness. You ever seen health and wellness in a connection before? Genuinely. Because so many people out here in this world act like they're in happy relationships and think that certain relationship languages or styles or behaviors in relationship are normal. I have no right to judge anyone else and how they want to live and how they want to love and what they do or don't do. But as a developmentalist, I see things. As a human being, I have my own opinions. And as a hermit, I make decisions to go into hermit mode and spend more time in solitude and alone than getting into relationships that I see from a different standpoint because of my clairvoyance and because I'm empathic and I see auras and energy, you know? So it's kind of a healthy way to look at things, yeah. To clarify the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles, out comes the Death card, followed by the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Four of Swords, followed by the Page of Cups, Four of Cups, Temperance, Page of Wands again, Knight of Wands, Nine of Cups, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, it makes sense to me now. Because what I'm looking at here is everyone's independence was priority in this situation. That priority has really shifted everyone to do what's right, follow their truth. So everyone had to let go of a passionate, fiery side and resist the urge to move into connection or union or offer anyone anything or speak on something that just wasn't in the right place to truly develop. Things need time to develop and grow. And whoever was kind of left out in the cold, or if both energies felt left out in the cold, it was because things needed more time to manifest and everyone had to move on slowly from the past before they started picking up speed again in their new life. Things really happened independently in both of these people's lives, masculine and feminine. There's been a lot of indecision in the past, a lot of hurt and upset, being stabbed in the back, change to plans, derailed from what was expected. And whatever everyone's been wishing for, everyone's seen the wish fulfillment, but no one's been able to make a choice or decision on it, because actually at the end of the day, the Queen of Pentacles has been a key deciding factor in all of this, and her independence and how far she wants to move, and if she wants to go into hermit mode, come out, dictate, work on it, or make a decision. It feels like it's more the Queen of Pentacles who is making the decision on the King of Pentacles and the Emperor and their ascension. It looks like she's managing everything here. That's why I give it a mother energy again. Because this person, Temperance card, out finally, I've been saying it the whole reading. She's come here between the King of Pentacles and the Emperor. She decides who does and doesn't ascend. Who gets blocked, who gets privilege, who gets invited into the network, who doesn't. King of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Yes, Page of Swords. This could be some kind of group on social media, some WhatsApp group, some kind of community, some social media platform, something like that. Because although this feminine is in the background, the Queen of Pentacles came out ages ago, and on top of her, there is a load of different other people, all working on different things. And she seems to be cutting through any bullshit, any confusion. It's all about having really positive people in this group. Someone could be like building a soul tribe, some kind of community or network or forum or whatever it is, right? But this feminine's making sure it's all above board and positive. Yeah, it's coming out more work and more serious than ever. It is a manifestation of two people to come together. Two people are manifesting this. Two people see a happy way forward for this. But there's a lot of insecurity and upset that this is caused, because it resulted in a real major ending and upset for other people. And I think it affected some people's finances. Yeah. And it really took away from the feminine's power, because something in the past really, really shifted destiny to make it really quite toxic and created a lot of conflict with a lot of other people. The truth that truth reveals is a really hard sword to yield. I say that all the time. The truth that truth reveals is a really hard sword to yield. This person could have been in an uproar with family, friends, a community, a social group, colleagues, workmates, could have got fired from her job, could have quit, could have retired, could have moved to a new location, could have had to go through some serious legal problems or investigations, could have been caught up in housing issues, getting caught up in being rehoused, moving house, houses falling through, having to apply again for a new mortgage, loans, assets, contracts, finances, crypto winters, like a lot of different things, volatility in the market, upset over life in different ways. So there's been a lot of waiting around. And as a result, things have really got clear now. Apologies and movements forward have really been juggled and held back because of a real toxic energy that's just been over everything. So you know that one bad incident in certain areas in the world can tarnish someone's reputation for life. That's why everyone chooses to walk the straight and narrow. They never do anything different. They toe the line so tightly because they'll get blackballed, blacklisted. They'll be shunned from their community. No one really speaks up and says what they really think on social media most of the time. On X, there's only a few people that really come forward and stand on word and have a real opinion and risk saying shit that pisses off the others. That's kind of because, depending on where you come from, what your ecosystem and community stand for, you're attached to. You're tapered at the tongue by your eco standards. So whatever you stand for, whatever your community stand for, whatever you do, you have to stick to that. Everyone has this job description. Everyone has this mission statement. Everyone has this spiritual belief. Everyone stands for this and against this. If you're in with us, and you want to be one of the cool ones, this is what we do. We stand for this, we fight for this, we believe in this. Everyone builds commune and community based on what their word is and their belief system is. And not everyone fits into that category or desires to fit. And the hardest thing in life is breaking. That's what the toxic devil card was that kept coming out. A lot of people, and we unknowingly, we form kin and relationships and family and whatever it is, based on what our community do and what our community standards are. Then we get to a certain age, especially if we're spiritual, and we decide to break free of that. I'm a spiritualist. I'm clairvoyant. I see dead people, auras, passed on loved ones. I do a lot of different things. I read tarot. So the community I came from, Christian church, Christianity, church school, that doesn't align to me now. That's a community I have to move away from and change. I was in the social media community trying to build a network and following in a mainly kind of black dominant, black culture environment. I don't really fit in there. I didn't even really fit in with that kind of vibe because I'm more nerdy than that. But you have to be a certain way to fit in with kind of groups. So you kind of go into these different groups thinking, well, this is kind of where I belong. Family and friends are here. This is kind of what I'm into. I like this stuff. But you realise you don't really fit in. So it's kind of both of you guys finding your footing as you evolve and grow. I'm a spiritualist, so I'm better off being around tarot readers and shamans instead of people who do, I don't know, stuff that I'm not, make content that I'll never make, right? I'm using me as an example because I always use me as an example because it's easier. But like, you don't need to force a certain kind of content or you hang around with all these girls that do get readies with me or makeup tutorials, but you don't even like to wear makeup, and you're doing lace wigs, but you don't even like to wear lace wigs. Like, that's the best example I can give in that sense. You come from a community where everyone is doing music and rapping, so you start doing music and rapping, but you rather do piano or rock, or do you get what I mean? Like, I don't fit in here. I don't do grime, I don't do rap, I don't do trap. I rather sing. I'm a really good singer. I sing like Beyonce, but I'm masculine. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing where you're forced to go out on your own. It's kind of like, oh, I'm in a community where everybody hates gays, but actually, I really love the LGBT community. I support them. I've got loads of gay friends, gays and lesbian friends, and I believe in the non-binary. What do I do, right? Well, I'm really working in a really up corporate environment, and associated with government and politics, and really high up corporations, and I have to work in a really specific way, and I can't do anything wrong on social media. So yeah, I have to live by that standard. But actually I want to make content like this, and actually I want to swear, and actually I want to give an opinion, I want freedom of speech. Well, what are it's right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Sometimes it's simple as walking and picking up your feet. But then sometimes you get to a point where if I take this next step, I'm going to be moving out of line from everything I've committed to up until this point. So where am I going to go? That's a real struggle for most people in this lifetime. Sometimes I forget how privileged I am because I chose to kind of not go anywhere where I wasn't accepted or couldn't be me, and just repeatedly left environments after my kind of contract ended, or like after 2016 when I started being spiritual. I just took on fixed term contracts and freelance instead of forcing myself into commitments and job roles that weren't going to be for me. And I thought I would spend my time studying and managing my career more, so in the future I don't have to force myself into all of these places where I don't really belong. Because if I have to go back and work in a school again for years, I'm going to be unfulfilled. And then now I'm building all this tech that requires you to be over this certain age and that kind of age. I wouldn't have been able to do that and be as creative as I did if I was still working in early years. But I left early years and years ago, but that's my only qualification, for example. That my main qualification until I kind of went to uni and left, was early years. So all the time I wasn't working in early years and still a student, it's kind of like, well, if I want to go back to early years, then that's awkward. And I have to be this way on social media. I have to make sure I don't do this. And if I build tech that's for everyone and not just for a single app, but worldwide, something like Google or something different that everyone uses, then it has access to everything on the web that's good and bad for all ages. So how does that make me look? How do I make that? How do I build this? How do I not make my reputation or my qualifications mix up to something that I don't do now because it looks weird? Now I'm into meta porn, and I'm making sure my tech company covers different porn aspects for the future. That was a weird segue in my career for me to go, whoa, I come from early years and I don't even know how to segue from being started off as a nursery nurse when I was like 16 years old. And it's kind of weird. I would never expect my career to take me down this route. Obviously, I haven't worked with children in years, but you just think about, well, what would that say about my reputation, or how does that make me look now? What do my staff think of me? Because now I'm actually really comfortable in studying the porn industry and what is and isn't working, and how VR and AR and new age technology and sex robots are going to find their way into the market, and we're going to get involved in that technology-wise for the future. We're going to create really amazing stuff online through software and hardware. So where am I here? Is that okay? Like, there was a real window where psychologically I couldn't even break the chains on my brain over that, and I felt restricted by my qualifications. So I hope that's a good example of how you can be bound and trapped to the lane you set for yourself, you know, from 16 all the way up until 27, all I did was childcare and education. Then that segued me into developmental psychology, and then I found my purpose through there, which kind of made me a developer. And I could develop what I want for any ages and not sing nursery rhymes every day, you know? But it really took a long time for me to find my way out of it and then not feel guilty, like I was destined to be trapped to the education sector where there's no money, you know? So I hope that finds you well and you make sense of that and see the little trappings and the ways of life where we get bound to things that we shouldn't, because we should be able to find liberation anywhere and we should be able to do whatever we want. And that's kind of really cool. The feminine in this story has really just taken a really grounded stance, which is awesome to see. You're dealing with a feminine who's really just put her integrity. She gives me mother energy more than anything else. Really nurturing, powerful mother. You know, you just wonder how certain people can do things. And how do you do that? How does mum do that? Do you get what I mean? That's what it kind of gives me. And how does mum manage to do all of these things? I could never do that. Yeah, washing all the clothes, cleaning the whole house, fixing all these things, everything in the day. Everything's magically done. Sometimes if you've got a parent who's like that, your room's clean, your the toy box is packed away, dinner's made, she already made breakfast, she made you a lunch as well, she picked you up, the house is clean, she went and got you this. Like, mothers are magical when you can get them at the right time and in the right way, in the healthy ways. Some parents are magical and they make everything happen and you just think it's so easy and then you're like, oh shit, didn't realise what it really took, and you're benefiting from it. The masculine's benefiting from this magic in major ways, yeah? So just acknowledging who's helped you grow and how you've developed and how this person has been a real mother figure in your life, I guess, more than anything else. Beautiful reading, guys. I hope that finds you well. Send you love and light and healing. Check out all the readings that are premiering. Hit the bell so you can get notified. And check out all the other stuff that's going on around the other channels. Love and light.